So I want to begin my story with, I want to begin my story with how it all began. And I was a vibrant person. Like, life was so decent for me. I'm the youngest child, my mom's youngest child, so I'm spoiled on that part. My husband spoiled me, my kids spoiled me, so life was just decent. But even though I consider myself a little spoiled, but I'm also a giver. I'm a very charitable person, and and anybody that knows me can really vouch for that I am such a giver, to a fault that I need to say no and I don't say no. But all of that is going to change, or has changed, and I'll get to that later too. But in December let me go back. In September of 2021, I did something. I had something done. I received something. I don't want to say what it was because I might get banned. But I had something done. And in December of 2021, I discovered a small lump on the back of my leg. It was a hard lump. And you know how you just, sometimes you find yourself rubbing your skin, or, you know, something like that. So I happened to be laying in the bed watching TV, and I rubbed the back of my leg, and I was just like, what the hell? And it was a small lump on the back of my leg, and I didn't think anything of it. Here we are. Of course, I always think that things are just gonna go away, right? By itself. My body is gonna do what it's supposed to do, and it's gonna go away. So that was my take on it. So here we are into the new year, January 2022. The lump is still there. And as I mentioned before in my intro, my husband and I, we started a business. Business began to pick up, and I needed to make a decision, and I decided to resign. And that decision was not an easy decision because I had been on my job for 20 years and I absolutely loved it. Like, even right now, if I can give 2 days of my time to go there, I would. That's how much I thoroughly enjoyed it. That's how much me and my doctor vibe. Like, it was just, I just loved it, right? So I resigned from my job in January. And the lump is still there. And I noticed, well, at this point, I'm saying to myself, okay, it's time to see a doctor. Sorry, guys. And you're going to find me coughing and spitting throughout, because that's just what I go through now. But anyway, so I see my primary care. He orders an ultrasound. The ultrasound, from the ultrasound, he says that it needs, the lump needs to be drained. It looked like a cyst or whatever, but it needs to be drained. I go to urgent care. They wouldn't touch me. I go to an orthopedic urgent care. They wouldn't touch me. Then I make an appointment to the orthopedic office. And at this point, they order, in-house, they order an x-ray. So I'm like, I don't know why they're ordering this. Like, this makes no sense. You have an ultrasound. I just felt like it was for billing purposes. But anyway, so I get the x-ray, and the orthopedic, he sticks a needle in my leg, in the back of my leg, in the lump, and try to extract fluid, but it wasn't fluid, it was blood. So he sends me on my way saying that it was some type of cyst and that it would go away. I went on vacation. I went on a cruise for the first time. I came for about 7 days or so, and I came back, and I'm like, okay, I need to go back to that orthopedic because this thing ain't going away. So I go back, and he orders an MRI of my leg. I'm going to say the day before I was scheduled for the MRI, the facility calls me and tell me that my insurance is not active. Go figure. So when I resigned from my job, well, when I was working, I had my own insurance. I had good insurance, right? But when I resigned, I went on my husband's insurance. And it turns out that what the facility was telling me was accurate when I called his job. Well, human resources to his job. But they say that the job, the benefits department is telling me that they didn't receive certain documentation. And so they terminated me, which was not accurate at all. So I resubmitted what they were asking for. And I even submitted a letter of urgency to reinstate me. The benefits department, the job, pretty much ignored my letter of urgency, and it literally took them 30 days to reinstate me. At this point, it is April. And so the lump has grown significantly, and the characteristics had changed drastically. So then, when I got reinstated, the lump began to have like blisters on it, and they would bleed. And so I went to the ER, because now I'm like, what the hell is going on here? So they began to bleed. I went to the ER, and they too did ultrasound. They did a Doppler, and all this kind of stuff. And they too was like, what the hell is this? They didn't know what it was either, and they pretty much didn't want to touch me either. So they referred me to a surgeon. They said, you need to see a surgeon. So I found a surgeon, and when I went into the surgeon's office, put a pin in this, but when I went into the surgeon's office, I literally weighed 278 pounds. I was a big girl, right? And the surgeon told me that the lump was so big that that was something that they could not lance in an office. Like, it needed to be surgically removed, which was understandable. I knew that, blah, blah, blah. So he, too, ordered an MRI. Oh, let me go back. The MRI that the orthopedic ordered, I never got because of the insurance issue. So that was a month in between. And by then I had went to the ER. So now the surgeon orders an MRI. And in the interim, I had a physical with my PCP. And I showed him the results. And he said that it looks like a blood blister. It looks like my veins and stuff is all tied up in a knot. And this is his words. It looks like my veins is all tied up in a knot. And it looks like a blood blister. It doesn't like show any malignancy or anything like that. So I feel relieved. I go to the surgeon's office just to get my results. He too says that the results is not showing any malignancies or anything like that. We schedule the surgery date. Excuse me. We scheduled a surgery date. This is the band that Eddie V's, y'all. Don't it sound good? When I look at you, and it goes all right with me.